Brendan Mortensen here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Orioles pick up a win. Here's Tony Mansolino.
A strange offensive game with the 4 home runs, but then no hits after the third, and it gets a little tight there.
Well, listen, Nestor Cortez, who's given us fits over the years, to go out there and throw up 7 with a lineup that is mostly guys that were in AAA for most of the year. So we're incredibly proud. By no means do we, think that not putting up runs against Suarez and Mason Miller and Estrada and those guys is a failure. We are incredibly proud of what we just did in the series.
How much fun is it to be a spoiler?
Yeah, it is fun. We've been on the other side of this the last couple of years. I've talked with their coaches a little bit today. There is a lot of pressure over there, and for us, we have the ability to play kind of loose and free. Now, I do think that going forward for the Baltimore Orioles, when we are back to playoff contention, we need to continue to play loose and free. And, in a lot of ways, that kind of starts with the manager's seat and the staff and kind of everybody in that room. We got to continue the vibe of making good mistakes okay and staying aggressive. And I think if you can do that, you have the ability to maintain it.
What did you think of Povich? Do you think he kind of just ran out of steam there in the 6th?
First 5 innings are good. I'm proud of him in a 7-run game for attacking the zone the way that he did. And even in the 6th inning right there, I think it was Arias hit the bullet. That's what Arias does. And then next guy is Machado hit the homer. Is that what it was? Machado goes deep. That's a good way to give up 2 runs for me in a 7-run game. I thought he did his job. I think just where he got himself into trouble in that inning are the 2 walks. It's still a 5-run game at that point. We're still leaving you out there. You're a young kid. You need to navigate this thing, and the 2 walks kind of hurt him right there. But props to Keegan Aiken. Came in, did his job. Keegan's job in that situation was to give up 2 runs. Bases loaded, no, just give up 2 runs. Don't try to save them all. He did it. He got us out of it, and it worked out.
Had some struggles when pitching the 9th in the past. Just how impressed were you with what he did today?
Yeah, it sounds like the changeup. They're working on the changeup a little bit, talking to Frenchie, so they're making an adjustment on that, and that was a big weapon right there in that inning. So, our coaches do such a wonderful job. Our hitting coaches, our pitching coaches, they make adjustments as we go. I know sometimes when we're not playing good, there tends to be a lot of negativity. I think the coaching staff has done an incredible job this year of choosing optimism over pessimism. And I think when you do that, it allows you to continue to work with your players and create an environment where you can walk into a place and play a team that might contend for the World Series. And for 3 days, it kind of lines up and you play good.
Jackson Holliday slumped for a lot of August. We asked you last homestand if you considered moving him down in the order, and then he's your best hitter for the West Coast trip. How impressed have you been with the way that he's played over the past week?
Thank you for asking a positive question about him. I feel like for Jackson, because the profile is so big, the expectations are really unfair in a lot of ways. And when a 21-year-old kid does struggle for a few weeks, it feels like the world is kind of crashing around him, and that's not fair to the kid. So, you look up on the scoreboard, and again, it's a 21-year-old kid. He's hitting 250. He's got over a 700 OPS. He's got 15 home runs or wherever he's at. He's going to push 15 stolen bases. If he gets hot in the last month, it could be 2020. 21 years old, thinking of what he's doing. He's doing incredible. He just had like a bad 3 weeks or a bad month. So, yes, he's had a great road trip. We expected it the whole time. He is so strong between the ears, and that's why he's going to be so good in this game.
That's all here from the PNC Digital Desk, presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.